Good day, YouTube, do-it-yourselfers and campers. Welcome to my channel, Camp Mode with Russell. Today, I'm giving an introduction to my DIY trailer. I'm going to cover my tow vehicle, my hitch, the frame, the box. I'm going to cover the wheels, the axle. I'm going to cover the windows, the door, cladding, and trim. At the end of the video, I will let you kind of know what's going to happen with the channel from here forward. I have a few reviews to give. I have a set powered PT45 dual zone fridge freezer. I have two 100 amp hour batteries from Dr. Prepare. And I also have a Pour-A 2-room tent for my shower and toilet, along with a few other items, miscellaneous things that I just kind of want to show you, the unboxing and them being used out at camp. So let's get to it. The tow vehicle is a 2008 Honda CR-V with all-wheel drive. I have 300,000 miles on this, so the upgrade vehicles should be coming hopefully in the next year. But for now, this is what we'll be using. I have upgraded the tires on this to 235 65 17s. They're a little bit taller, about 1.5 inches or so, to get me a little bit better ground clearance. Stock, these only had about 7.5 inches. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit better clearance through the dirt roads that I'll be traveling down. Next up is my lock and roll hitch. I purchased this a little bit after the build, so some of the videos you'll see just a regular ball coupler on it, but I upgraded to the lock and roll mostly because I like the articulation. I get 360-degree articulation here, so if something happens to the camper and it tries to roll over, it doesn't take the vehicle with it. And the swing side to side, I'm able to jackknife this whole trailer on trail with the car and hopefully turn around if I get into any sticky situations. So I'm really excited about the lock and roll hitch and checking out the performance of that. Now the frame is made out of 2x2 square tubing with the 120 wall. All the corners are 45 degree, and I hired a welder to weld those together. He TIG welded all, so it looks amazing. It's really nice job welding. So I hope for many years to come, this will hold up to the abuse that it's going to take. The inner frame for the box on this was 1-inch square tubing. Most of it was 120 wall, but some of it was 085 or 083 wall on the braces for the windows and around for the doors. I didn't really figure those needed to be the 120 wall, so I went ahead and went with the lighter and a little bit less expensive tubing for that. I do have 3 cross braces underneath on the subframe to help hold the floor to keep it from waving and give it support also. Up here on the front, this is a 45-degree angle. I did make the 45 on the front out of 3/4 inch square tubing. It is 063 wall, I believe, pretty thin, but I didn't really need anything heavy on that either, just to hold the cladding and the insulation underneath. The insulation I have in the whole trailer is 1 inch pink insulation. It's an R5. The insulation here on the 45 is a 3/4 inch, of course, but it's also an R5. It's a little bit different foam. So I have R5 all around the camper on the floor. The cladding is 3mm ACM, aluminum composite material. It has aluminum on both sides of it, and then some kind of poly fill in the middle. I don't know exactly what it is, but I chose that because I didn't want any wood on this trailer. This was built so far with 0 wood. It's been a little difficult trying to figure out how to do everything without building it with wood, like the shelving and stuff. So that's still to come. But so far I have no wood in this trailer, so I don't have to worry about it being wet or getting wet or any water intrusion, anything on that. The axle that I went with is a 3,500 pound axle. It's 48 inches on center. It's a really good axle so far. It's 5-on-5 on the bolt pattern. The axle has springs that connect it to the trailer, They do a decent job when this thing is fully loaded, so for now that's going to do okay. I would like to put some shocks to dampen it going down the bumpy dirt roads and everything, but for now the springs are doing a pretty good job when it's fully loaded. The rims I went with are 17-inch Jeep rims, 515 bolt pattern, nothing special. You can find Jeep rims a lot of places. The tires I went with were a marketplace special. They were, I think, $50 or $60 for the pair. It's a Fusion brand, which I've never heard of, but I've taken it several times with me camping out on the dirt roads, and they seem to be pretty good. The tires are 265, 70, 17, so they have a pretty good height on these also, so I'm pretty happy with that. As for the fenders, me and my son, we made these from scratch. The plate on top is 093 plate. The framing around the edges are made from the 3/4 inch square tubing. The fenders I wanted to be as sturdy as we could get them, but as light as we could. These fenders are really sturdy. 2 people can stand on top of these, and we can strap things on top of the camper if we need to. We can stand up there with not a problem. They're pretty stout, so I'm pretty happy with those. The windows I went with are 14 by 16. The brand is Rec Pro. I got them off Amazon. They were pretty inexpensive for the pair of them. The quality of them is okay. But when you're on the inside and you're trying to raise them up and down, they get a little bit off kilter. So they're a little bit janky, but they do have a screen inside that's pretty nice. So I don't have a lot of travel in the window, but it does open, so that it's nice to have the airflow. The door I went with is a Challenger 805 door. It's 26 wide by 36 tall. It's one of the bigger options for the tiny campers. And I went with the bigger options so it's easier for me as I get along on age to get in and out of the camper. The construction on this is really nice. I'm super happy with it so far. It opens and closes real nice. The locking mechanism, the key operates real well. It is a little noisy when you open it and close it in the middle of the night when you have to get out, but it's still a really nice door. The seal does a real good job of sealing, and you don't really have to slam it. You can just kind of pull it to, and it closes up real nice. As for the galley door, the door was made out of 3/4 inch square tubing. I have the ACM on both sides of this, and I have 3/4 inch foam on in the galley door also. The exterior frame is still that 1 inch square tubing, but on the sides and the surround, I have a 2 inch by 1/8 inch flat bar all the way around for the seal to come against. So that's another reason why I had to go with the 3/4 inch on the door. I do have 2 of the gas struts. They are 50-pound ratings. I believe that the length of these are 25 inch. I don't really remember for sure, but if you need to know, you send me a message and I'll get you the details on those. But I'm really happy with the gas struts. They were pretty easy to install. I did build my own brackets to mount these, so I got a little bit of cover up to do here, but all in all, they still work pretty good. Back here, you can see all my electronics. I have an inverter. You can see I have one of my 100 amp hour batteries, and on the side panel, I don't know if you can really see that, is my junction box for my 12 volt, my distribution panel with the fuses over there. On this side, I do have a shore power. It's 120 volt. 15 amp, so if I need to put a heater on the inside when I go camping or a fan or something, I can use this with the generator, and hopefully one day I can get some solar panels to help out with the electronics. And also back here in the back, I have stabilizers. That fold down, and they have a foot that will go down and help stabilize the trailer and keep it level. These are from Class A Customs. I had to buy the ones they were about 22 inches tall. And so they don't have a lot of stability in them. The construction of them is okay. I'm not real happy with it. I'll probably be taking these off and replacing them with maybe even the scissor jack style, and just put them up on blocks or something. With the problem with these is my ground clearance of the trailer. It's really hard to get stable with these type of legs, so I'll probably be removing those. But those are some Class A customs. They just kind of fold up underneath, and they're up and out of the way. The concept is great. The execution a little bit flimsy. On the interior, so the outlet, I can run a fan or I can run a heater in the wintertime. I do have a switch panel up there for future use. It's also, I actually bought an adapter for my CPAP machine that I can plug into a cigarette lighter, and it's got a cigarette lighter. You probably can't see it because it's so dark in here, but it has a cigarette lighter and USB. So it's a four switch panel that I plan on putting some lights on the exterior of this pretty soon. On the exterior of the trailer, I do have two lights. That's what that box panel there is. It's got a switch in it. For the mattress, I'm just using a 6-inch memory foam mattress. This thing is super comfortable. I'm really glad I got that. I don't have any problem sleeping at night with that. It's a really good rest. The interior is, the trim is just aluminum angle, 1 inch by 1 inch. It's the same trim that I have on the exterior of the trailer. Well, there you go, folks. That's the build till now. I hope I did everything that y'all wanted to see on this. I may have forgot a few things, but I'll certainly try and get to them if you want to see anything special. In the future going forward, I do have those reviews I stated earlier. I also have my electronics and my battery and everything. I want to move to the nose of the camper and get those out of the back so I can put a sink, and I want to put a stove and some fresh water back there and a pump. So I'll need to move all that up to the front to get those installed. Also, I ought to be replacing the stabilizer jacks, and I may do all the way around. Those are just in the rear, so that should be coming up hopefully this year. And maybe even a roof rack and some solar panels, but that might be after the new year on that. So if you liked the channel, like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, give me a sub, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.